tonight's game against the Clippers against the Mavs, can the Clips show up or are they going to finally get clipped?
If the Clippers live up to who they've been and who we've known them to be, they go to Dallas and win tonight and then come back and lose Game 7 on their home court. That's how they are. You know, they could, you know, when the odds are stacked against them, they rise to the occasion. When you have any kind of expectations for them, they fold. That's what it's been about. And to me, everybody is, you know, so many people have pointed to Paul George and what Paul George needs to do. Well, fair enough. He's had a decent series, but he needs to do better. My focus is on Kawhi Leonard. He's the one that got the Clippers to trade the farm to get Paul George. He's the one that threatened and forced their hand because he said, if you don't do this, not only am I not going to come here, I'm going to go to the Lakers, and I'm going to join LeBron and AD. He's the one that had the commercial dangling from his convertible, you know, claiming it was a new king in town, and he was the one wearing the crown after leaving Toronto. He preceding last season. He was the one that had a 3-1 lead and folded. He was the one that let Jamal Murray drop 40 on them in Game 7. He is the one that has been, well, all of them really, has been torched by Luka Doncic. But the point is, who was the stopper? Who was the guy known for playing on both ends of the court? Yes, it was Paul George, but it was more so Kawhi Leonard. That's what he brings to the table. And a 22-year-old is averaging 35, 9, and 8, schooling them. And they have no answer. He's big boying a whole bunch of people, the Patrick Beverleys, the Rondos of the world, and others. The last time I checked, it's Kawhi that's 6'7", 6'8", that got muscles coming out his earlobe. How you being big boyed by anybody? But that's what Luka Doncic is doing. So I look at it and I say, hey, to me, it's about Kawhi Leonard. It's about him showing up and showing you want to be the face of the franchise. LeBron, if it were LeBron James, we'd kill him. Mm-hmm. We'd kill him. But somehow, some way, we've let Kawhi Leonard off the hook because he's quiet. He's the cyborg. He's the cyborg assassin, has nothing to say. But damn all of that. We don't need them to talk. We need them to play. And that's what we need to see from him against Luka Doncic.
So if the Clippers end up losing, what comes next for them as we talk about what's next for the Lakers? What would be next for the Clippers if they fail yet again?
I think it's a complete wholesale changes. Paul George may not go anywhere, but it wouldn't shock me at all, Alan, if Kawhi Leonard decided to opt out because he does have a player option after the season, as you well know. He opts out and he decides to go to South Beach. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Wow.
South Beach. Okay.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Weather's warm in Florida, and unlike California, no state income taxes.
That would be, I mean, and is part of that too when you bring that up, because you've brought that up before, is part of that also the shadow of being in LA with LeBron there and him wanting to get away from that, or is that just simply finding a different situation?
I think it's probably about finding a different situation, but you know me, Alan. You've known me for a long time. If I say something like that, I ain't just saying it.
No, I know.
It's because that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you know something.
It's entirely possible. His relationship with Jimmy Butler is a pretty damn good one. Riles and their championship aspirations, coming to L.A. and recognizing that no matter what you do or who you are, as Keyshawn would attest to, you will never be the Lakers. This town is just there's a different feel and a different buzz when the Los Angeles Lakers are playing winning basketball. The Clippers are the equivalent. It's like a high school environment. It's literally like going to a high school basketball game when you watch the Clippers compared to watching the Lakers. Keyshawn knows I'm telling the truth.
No, you telling the truth.
It's an absolute fact.
I try to tell Alan that all the time. They got cardboard cutouts in the stadium. It looks the same when it's a full house. Wow. In the regular season, it's the same.
It's like you literally, there's no cardboard. You don't see cardboard cut out for the Laker games. But for some reason, it's the Clippers. It's like everything. Listen, they could go and get a new arena. I really think that they don't need to be in L.A. They should go to Anaheim or something.
Well, it's too late
They should go to Anaheim or go back to Seattle. They shouldn't be in Los Angeles because this city, I mean, they are truly, truly the fair-weather stepchild compared to the Lakers in this city. This city is just a different level, y'all. Y'all got to be here. Keyshawn lives here. You know what time it is. It's just a different
Stephen A,
level here.